A couple million feet all cash, baby. I eat a little cheese and a rash, baby. I eat a little cheese like snack, baby.
What's up, YouTube? Before we get started, peep the shirt. Money talk, baby.
For tricking, aim out on bail. Commence.
If you're not about the money, don't talk to me. All right, for real. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's topic is something really close to my heart. If you look at my stories daily on Instagram, I talk about it all the time. I post about it. I am a proud advocate of this topic, which is mental health. I'm a voice for those who are suffering from anxiety, depression, or any other disorder like PTSD, eating disorders, and personality disorders. I basically share my support and hope to those people, and I also share information to those who want to learn more about mental health. I don't really like when someone says mental health disorder because of how the word disorder comes across. Because let's say you're meeting someone for the first time and they tell you, I have a mental health disorder. Automatically, to someone who doesn't understand mental health, they'll probably think that they're crazy or, that's a red flag because they have a mental health disorder. The word disorder needs to be normalized. I feel like mental health is either not understood correctly and then there's these misconceptions, or it's just not taken seriously. Mental health should not be put in a box where everyone is the same. Every case should be treated differently. That's why in this video I want to talk about it. I want to share my own personal experiences dealing with mental health and raise awareness on this topic. A small dose of anxiety is normal. I mean, you can feel anxiety before a game, before a job interview, before having to speak in front of a group of people, anxiety about your future, your health, your finances. That's normal. Unhealthy anxiety kind of reminds me of mosquitoes in a way. Mosquitoes suck the blood out of you. Well, unhealthy anxiety does the same thing, but instead of sucking blood, it sucks positivity, confidence, and love out of you. It affects your day-to-day activities and just you as a person. A lot of people that have anxiety usually have depression as well. And having both can be very confusing because the effects of depression and anxiety kind of contradicts themselves. It's like caring about everything and then caring about nothing. It's wanting to be around people but wanting to be by yourself. It's about wanting to be productive but then not doing anything. It's about feeling every emotion possible and then the next second you feel completely numb. You never know how you're going to feel. On a Monday you could feel powerful, confident, ready to take on the world, and then the next day on a Tuesday you don't want to get out of bed. You want to lay down all day. You feel powerless and just really overwhelmed. What triggered my anxiety and my depression was my personal dialogue and my mentality. I was my own enemy. I was very hard on myself. The sports community needs to normalize mental health. There's a lot of college athletes, professional athletes that suffer from some type of mental health disorder but won't talk about it because of the stigma it has. Professional athletes and college athletes are still human at the end of the day, Same thing with children. Children should be able to talk to their parents about how they feel, but some parents just don't believe in depression and anxiety, especially for a younger person. It doesn't matter the age. Anybody can experience a mental health disorder. Now I'm going to share ways that have helped me deal with my depression and anxiety in the past that might help you as well. Everybody deals with adversity differently and has different coping mechanisms. So whatever works for you, you do that. Creating a list of your main core values. Values are beliefs that you consider important. It lays a foundation of how you choose to walk the way of life. I would recommend between 5 and 7, no more than 10. You really want to narrow it down and not have too many. Other people's opinions shouldn't influence your list. You have to choose yourself how you want to live your life. Ask yourself, what are the beliefs that lead and motivate me? For example, mine are love, influence, happiness, respect, forgiveness, perseverance, and faith. Not adding fairness, loyalty, commitment, and those other values as my main core values doesn't mean that I live my life without those values. By narrowing down to a few core main values, you have a better understanding of who you are and who you want to become. Why is having a list of main core values important? Like I said, you have a better understanding of who you are, but you also have a better understanding of your purpose and what you stand for. I feel like depression and anxiety is often experienced because people don't know who they are, they don't have a clear picture of what they want to do in life, or they're just not happy with how life is going. Have personal meetings with yourself. Check in with how you're feeling. You can write things down, you can vent to a loved one, whatever works for you. It could be once a week, twice a week, once a month. That's up to you too. By checking in with yourself, you can better understand yourself, and you can also start noticing the patterns in your behavior to make the necessary changes to improve your mental health. It's also known as mindfulness. Mindfulness is being aware of your emotions, your thoughts, your feelings, and your surroundings in a kind and gentle way. Mindfulness encourages growth. So going back to your main core values, you want to update those if you need to, because we're always changing, we're always going through life experiences. My values from when I first started college to now that I'm done college are totally different. So during your personal meetings with yourself, you just want to make sure that you're okay, and you want to check in with how you're feeling so you can figure out what triggers your mental health disorder. This one is big. Make sure that your circle is healthy and pushes you to become a better person. Let's say you aspire to be an entrepreneur and own 3 businesses. Do the people around you share that same energy and drive? They don't necessarily have to have the same goals as you, but do they support you? Do they push you to become better, or do they slow you down? You are who you're around. It can be depressing when you're around toxic and negative energy. Like, you can feel it. It kills the vibe. You don't want that. You want to be around people that give you love, motivation, support, positivity, confidence, and vice versa. You want to provide that for them too. And check this out. Going back to that list of main core values that you created, now that you know your values and you know what type of person you want to become, you know what type of people to invite in your circle. Like, my circle is impeccable. There is so much love, support, motivation, positivity 24/7. Stop seeking validation from others. For one, if you have to pretend to be someone you're not, that's a sign that they should not be in your circle. For 2, you will waste a lifetime if you continue that path of trying to be liked and accepted by everybody. You don't want to be around people who make you question yourself, who make you feel like you're not good enough. Do not ever, and I repeat, do not ever, ever, ever go out of your way to feel accepted or loved by somebody. Shift your attention towards the people who like you for you. Freedom is being yourself without anybody's permission. The right people will always gravitate towards you if you act like you. So if you're weird, be weird. They're gonna accept your weirdness. If anything, they're gonna be weird with you. Because I'm weird. So I know... I thought it was a bug. I'm weird. So I know for a fact that my friends like me for me. Know yourself and never violate your values for anybody. Do not compare yourself to others. Speaking from experience, I would feel so depressed when I would start comparing myself to others. I would make myself feel so small. Social media has to be one of the leading causes of depression. It brainwashes you in a way. It makes you feel like you're just never enough, you're not good enough, you're not popular enough. Social media does a great job at making you feel like shit when you don't fit that standard. I tell this to people all the time. Don't take social media personal. Post because you enjoy doing what you're doing. Don't change who you are to feel accepted by society, because honestly, society standards are kind of up. I'm not a fan of them, so I don't care if I don't fit in. Just do you, keep doing you. Forget about what everyone else is doing. Coming to terms with how amazing you actually are sets the tone for everything else in your life. Your presence on this earth matters and it's needed. You have something that nobody else has, and that's your power. So be true to yourself. Believe that you will always find a solution. Your mental health disorder will drown you in fear and make you think that there's nothing that you can do to make things better. That is a lie. You have to believe in yourself. Battling with a mental health disorder is oftentimes just you versus you. Don't be your worst enemy. Be your own best friend. A strong mind is powerful on solutions instead of being strong on excuses. That's what's beautiful about the mind. It can change at any given moment. We are a creature of habits. We are what we repeatedly do. We must train our minds the same way we train our bodies. I don't think most people realize how powerful the mind really is. Think about it. You could be happy all day, right? It takes one thought to be depressed or sad. One thought. That's it. That's how powerful your mind is. Once you realize how powerful your thoughts are, you'll make more of a conscious effort to think good things. No progress will happen if we don't change the way we think. Let's say you got cut from the basketball team or you didn't get the job that you wanted. At the beginning, the situation is just information. It's not positive or negative. You're the one that gives it meaning. So you could be like, dang, I didn't make the basketball team. I guess I suck. I'm gonna quit. Dang, I didn't get the job. I guess I don't deserve a raise. That's negative. You gave it negative meaning. Or you could be like, dang, I didn't make the basketball team. I'm gonna ask coach what I need to improve on. Dang, I didn't get that job. I'm gonna ask my boss what I need to improve. You gave it positive meaning. So it really just comes down to how you see things and how you filter everyday life experiences. Stay in the present moment. I would spend a lot of time in high school thinking about my future in basketball. I would always be thinking, what if I don't make it? What if I'm a failure? And instantly, I would just feel so depressed and sad. I would literally talk myself out of happiness. As much as I believed in myself, there was always that voice at the back of my head telling me, what if you don't make it? What if? What if? What if? It would just kill my whole vibe. When we dedicate our energy to things that we can't control, that's when we feel depressed, sad. At the end of the day, we all strive to have peace of mind. We don't want our minds to go 100 miles an hour all the time. For me, peace of mind came when I started to focus on the now and on the present instead of the future and the past, because those two things I can't control. The only thing I can control is what I do in the now. Celebrate small victories. I have to force myself to get up sometimes, but that's the first step in the right direction. No matter how small something may seem, that is still something worth to celebrate, like waking up in the morning and making breakfast. That's a good first step. Forcing as little as a smile actually tricks your brain into thinking you're happy. So it releases hormones in your body linked to happiness. As a child, I was always happy, always smiling, always hyper. And when I grew up, I stopped smiling, I stopped laughing. I didn't even go to prom. I didn't even take high school graduation pictures because I didn't want to. I wasn't feeling it. And I was just always so intense all the time. And that really caused a lot of my depression, was because I was adding so much pressure on myself. You just really have to be nicer to yourself and embrace yourself through the ups and downs. I wish that high schools had a mental health class. I feel like in today's society, a mental health class would be so beneficial. Not only would it educate the youth, but it would also save so many young lives. As someone who loves kids, who's around kids all the time because of basketball, who has 3 siblings all under the age of 12, I feel like kids that suffer from a mental health disorder feel alone because they feel like nobody understands them, or they feel like something is wrong with them. They're not educated enough to understand that a mental health disorder is not bad. Do you actually understand how many lives would be saved if society understood mental health and normalized it? Depression is the leading cause of disability in the world. Suicide is the second leading cause of death in 15 and 29-year-olds. 15! You're thinking about killing yourself. Really let that sink in. At 15, your life just started, and you're already thinking about ending it. That's a problem. And whatever number you see online that shows you how many mental health cases were reported in the past year globally, whatever that number is, I promise you, on my life, it's triple that number because most people don't talk about it. Mental health needs to be normalized. It needs to be taught because there's these misconceptions and people don't really understand it. And I feel like it's something that needs to be understood because suicide is the second leading cause of death in 15 to 29-year-olds. That should say a lot already. So those are the ways that have helped me when I was struggling with depression and anxiety. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it really is your responsibility. Anybody can give you tools, resources, love, support, whatever. But at the end of the day, if you yourself, you don't want to get better, you won't. Nothing will get fixed if you don't get up and do something about it. I'm gonna finish this video by saying I am proud of you and I know that you are trying. Battling a mental health disorder is not easy no matter how strong you are. Right when you think you have it under control, you break down again and you're back to square one. It can be very frustrating and discouraging, but I promise you, through the broken pieces, through the pain, through the struggles, something beautiful will come out of it. You can't give up on yourself. You owe yourself so much love and you deserve to be happy 100%. There you have it. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk once again. I appreciate you. Your mental health matters. Share with anybody who needs to hear this. You already know what to do. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you underdogs later.
Breaking chains, yeah. Tummy feeling bubbly off the rose. Friends turn to foes, haters tell them go away. Rappers making shiggy dance like a soul train.